Hey everybody, my name is Mike Montgomery and welcome to the top 10 DIY home improvement or renovation tools I wish I bought sooner. I'm currently wrapping up my second complete home renovation, so I figured there's no better time to make this than now. So let's get started on modern builds. The first tool that I wish I bought sooner is a laser level. Not long ago, these used to be very expensive. I'm talking hundreds of dollars for a good laser. But now things have changed. You can pick up a really high quality 3-axis laser for under 50 bucks. I used this to lay out and mark for all of the large format tiles in the spare bathroom, as well as in the master bedroom doing the big master closet install. I still think it's more important to get a good set of bubble levels, especially one that includes a 7 or 8 footer, before you invest in something like this. This even came with a couple of batteries. You can also plug it in so you can run it all day. It's even got a little carrying case for all the accessories. Tool number 2 is basically the opposite of the laser level, and it's called the Stud Buddy. And no, none of these tools are any kind of paid advertisement. This is a low-tech stud finder that uses no laser like a traditional one. Instead, this just has a really strong magnet that helps you identify any drywall nails or screws holding it into the 2x4 studs behind the wall. This magnetic stud finder is way more convenient than a traditional one for a few reasons. One, you never have to worry about finding a 9-volt battery, which is never convenient. I think we all know that. And then speed and reliability are kind of the second reasons the Stud Buddy is awesome. If this is attaching to a screw or nail, you know that there's a stud behind it, and you won't get any kind of false reading, which I've struggled with traditional stud finders. I think everybody has had a headache with one of these from time to time. The traditional Stud Buddy sells for between 10 and 20 bucks, and the Stud Buddy Plus is just a little bit more, and it adds the convenience of a bubble level. A level is always handy. And the last thing I'll point out is this is made in America, and I like that. Let's check out tool 3. You're probably thinking tool number 3 is this tile saw that I picked up for tiling this house. But it's not. The third tool that I wish I bought sooner is a tile cutter. Instead of cutting through the tile like a traditional wet saw does, a tile cutter like this just uses a scoring wheel to create a line where you want your tile to break. And then pressing down with the foot ensures that it's a clean break on each side. I've installed a lot of this tile in this house, both in the shower and an accent wall in the bathroom. I definitely tried my hand at doing long lengthwise cuts on this 4-foot tile with my wet tile saw. It was possible, but it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. Well, recently I acquired a tile cutter that can cut big 4-foot tiles like this. For me, with these tiles, it was a game changer. A tile cutter also happens to be the most affordable way to cut tile. For the value, it's great, but I do think it's better to pair up with a wet tile saw. That way you get the best of both worlds. You may think I'm joking a little bit with this next tool I wish I bought sooner, but this is 100% sincere, and it is good quality knee pads. To be clear, I am not talking about these really cheap ones that you pick up for a couple bucks at Lowe's or Home Depot. All you need to do is spend about twice as much from Amazon or Harbor Freight, and you can get so much more padding for your knees. A few years ago, I didn't care about my knees at all, but I'm getting a little bit older and I definitely feel it if I've been working on the floor. There's days renovating like installing floors where it's just multiple days on the ground on your knees. I also do a lot of woodworking on the flat concrete, and whenever I use a good quality knee pad, at the end of the day, I can press my knee right here and it doesn't hurt. But if I'm not wearing any, or if I'm just wearing some cheap ones, I can press right here and it's pretty dang sensitive. So if you're younger than me, take my advice and start wearing knee pads before you start feeling pain. We're coming out to the workshop for the 5th tool I wish I bought sooner. And it is one of these big 9-inch electric drywall sanders. These are another one of those recently affordable tools, thanks to the internet. It's got this bag on the end to collect the majority of the dust you make, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Do not think that this is gonna be clean. If you're working on drywall or you're doing a skim coat, it's gonna be crazy messy if you don't have a HEPA dust extractor. So make sure you wear a good respirator. I used this to skim coat my Joshua Tree house. I also used it on all the drywall work in this house before we applied that light orange peel texture. These are all coming out of China somewhere. The name brands I really don't think matter. I'll leave the link to this one if I can find it, but my recommendation with tools like this is to just check your customer reviews and read the ones with both good and feedback that seem authentic. Just ignore all the bots. Number 6 is not any of these tools. It's actually this generic, no-name Ryobi battery. It was years into my woodworking journey before I knew you could buy generic power tool batteries on Amazon or eBay, just like the generic batteries that I buy for the camera I'm recording with right now. Tool companies seem like they're always updating the look of their batteries. This is the newest Ryobi style I own, and this is the previous style. And what happens is anytime they update their style, the old molds get copied and used for generics. Now, I'm sure companies like Ryobi that invented these molds aren't happy about it unless they sold them, which I doubt. But for all intents and purposes, this is the exact same battery. This Ryobi one does have a little bit higher quality plastic, like the rubber around the corners. But the crazy thing about these batteries is the price. For a brand new battery like this, that's also 6 amp hour, like the generic ones I purchased, currently goes for $139 on Home Depot's site. Meanwhile, I got this 2-pack of 6 amp hour generic batteries on Amazon delivered for $53. I think it's obvious where tool companies are making a lot of money. And I've been using generic tool batteries for a few years now since I moved to California. And I would honestly say they're like 90% as good as the name brand battery. I don't notice a torque difference, and I'm pretty sure they last just as long. I don't know, maybe I'll do a test someday. Regardless, I wish I knew sooner. And for anybody that's had a good experience using decent generic camera batteries, it's a pretty solid analogy or comparison. Moving on. Really quick, I want to give a big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. It is your one-stop shop to design your own website or online store, and now with design intelligence, creating your own website has never been easier. By combining their decades-long industry-leading experience with the most cutting-edge AI, the website of your dreams is just a few clicks away. If you're somebody that takes payments, Squarespace Payments is the best place for all of that to happen in one location. Onboarding is quick, and customers have really flexible, convenient paying options, and you get paid quick. Payment methods include Klarna, ACH Direct Deposit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. And the last thing I want to highlight are Squarespace's online courses. They give you all the tools you need to build your course from scratch and turn your knowledge into income. You can release a single course or a series of courses, and you can set your fee to a one-time payment or a recurring subscription charge. So to learn more, make sure and follow my link down in the description. That's squarespace.com/modernbuilds. And then when it's time to make your site live, don't forget to use my code ModernBuilds for 10% off your first site, store, or domain through Squarespace. Of course, big thanks to Squarespace and you all for watching. Now let's keep talking tools. Tool number 7 is a little funky if you've never seen one before. This is a skim coating blade, and it's basically like a really wide drywall knife. I used one of these to skim coat my entire Joshua Tree house so the walls were super smooth, as well as everywhere I had repairs here in the Oklahoma house before I applied the orange peel texture. This one's a 24-inch wide skim coating blade, and it was so useful I invested in a whole set of these skim coating blades that come in different widths, depending on your application. Wow, look at this. Not quite as fancy as my other one, but still very good build quality. A normal drywall knife has a handle like this and can really cause a lot of hand or wrist fatigue, whereas I find this ergonomic two-handed profile to be the bomb. And this set in total cost $107. An awesome value. And something that's insane is a similar name brand product is over $500. I genuinely don't want to be too critical, but that is too expensive in my book. Tools I wish I got into sooner is going to be a whole category, and it is paint and finish sprayers. If you have not taken the plunge into spraying, finish, and paint, and you're still applying everything by hand, I am here to let you know it's time to upgrade. This sprayer is the Vevor one that I just applied a new coat of stain to the back deck with, and it came out great, but I'm definitely more familiar with Wagner sprayers. I've used Wagner airless sprayers on my school bus tiny house, on my workshop interior and exterior, the Joshua Tree house inside and outside, and also on the interior of this place. If you have a lot of painting to do, you're going to save yourself so much time by getting an airless sprayer, and it'll save you money too because you do use less paint when you're spraying on your coats. But now for the part that I wish I knew sooner, and that was using an HVLP sprayer for cabinets, or really any kind of clear coat for furniture and stuff like that. I sprayed a lot of new cabinets for this place, and that was the first time I had ever sprayed a clear coat, and I was just shocked at how quick, easy, and the quality that I got out of it. If you're a fan of modern builds, and you've seen me finish a ton of DIY furniture by hand, and I'll still do that probably where it's project appropriate, but I'm very excited to set up a spray booth in the workshop when I get back to California soon. Moving on. Tool number 9 also isn't either of these tools. It is all of these blades and accessories that you can get in big packs really affordably on Amazon. One of the most painful things for me is to be in Lowe's or the Depot and need to get some kind of multi-tool blade or a pack of blades for the Jigsaw. They're just so expensive compared to what they should be. In the past, I've always gone to Harbor Freight to get these kind of accessories, and you can get a much better value. But on Amazon, I got this 118-piece oscillating multi-tool accessory kit for only 26 bucks. That's the cost of like this in one of the big box stores. Look at this, you got all your wood cutting blades here. That's worth 50 bucks at a store. Some specialty like putty knife and bladed items here. And now we've got these specialty blades like this one that's made for removing tile grout. Just one of these is usually like 20 or 30 bucks. And finally, these sanding pads, which make it really easy to sand the inside corner of a box. And from my experience, if you just need a basic pack of Jigsaw blades, this will run you like 6 bucks. But what if I told you I got this 60 pack of assorted Jigsaw blades for less than 15 bucks? And it's an assortment. If I was buying this retail, this is like 75 bucks a blades. So do yourself a favor and check out the link down in the description. The 10th tool that I wish I bought sooner is a drywall texture sprayer. In fact, I just bought this for an upcoming project. If you had any idea how many of these cans of spray texture I've gone through, at least a dozen around this house doing small patches and repairs, then you would know why I'm so excited. This tool costs like 35 bucks, and each one of these is almost 15. And at times, like a couple years ago, I feel like they were even more expensive. This sprayer has different size openings depending on if you want to do a knockdown or a really light orange peel texture like my place. You just load up your hopper with some thinned down joint compound, and I'm hoping you just spray this over the walls. In fact, I'm going to borrow a tiny bit of footage from Vancouver Carpenter because his content is where I learn a lot of drywall tips from. Early on in the renovation, I rented a really big texture sprayer for the whole house. And that was for sure a worthwhile investment, but since then I've been using all of these spray cans, and it's getting expensive. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you've used a drywall texture sprayer, and if there's any other tools I missed. I really do hope this video was fun or useful, or at least you got a cool tool recommendation out of it. As this income property renovation comes to a close, I'll be heading back out to California to spend some time building on my Joshua Tree property. And who knows, if you guys enjoyed this video, maybe I'll do my top 10 woodworking tools. Because they really are completely different from this list, maybe except for the generic batteries. If you can, make sure and like, comment, and click that subscribe button down below. That way you stay updated when I post new videos, and we'll see you next time on Modern Builds. Also, it's still Mike's first flip. I don't know. We'll see ya. Bye, everybody.